When I stopped pretending my golden child brother was my hero, our entire family unraveled overnight. For 26 years of my life, I maintained the carefully constructed myth that my brother Ryan was exceptional. I applauded his mediocre guitar performances, defended his questionable career choices, and pretended not to notice when he borrowed money from our parents that was never returned. This wasn't just family loyalty paired, it was survival in our household. Ryan could do no wrong. When we were kids, his Z grades were celebrated while my straight A's were expected. His participation trophy for soccer deserved a special dinner out. My state debate championship warranted a distracted. That's nice. The pattern continued into adulthood. To Ryan's frequent job changes were him finding his passion while my stable accounting career was playing it safe. I played my role perfectly, the supportive sister, the family peacekeeper, the one who never rocked the boat until 3 months ago when everything changed. Our grandmother passed away, leaving behind her modest savings in a small cabin in Vermont that had been in our family for generations. Ryan immediately announced he would be selling the cabin to fund his latest venture, Yugal-themed food truck. It's a no-brainer, he declared at the family dinner following the funeral. Rami would want her money to help me succeed. My parents nodded along enthusiastically. Actually, I said quietly, Grammy specifically told me she wanted the cabin kept in the family. She took me there last summer and talked about how she hoped we'd continue the tradition of family gatherings there. The table fell silent. This wasn't in the script. Well, my mother finally said, I am sure your grandmother would understand. Something inside me panned, something I'd suppressed for decades panned, finally snapped. No, she wouldn't, I replied, my voice steady. And neither do I. Ryan has burned through every dollar this family has ever given him. He's 31 years old and has never held a job longer than 8 months. A quick dough food truck isn't a business plan, Pernt. It's another waste of family resources. My father turned purple. My mother burst into tears. Ryan stared at me like I'd grown a second head. How dare you speak to your brother that way? My father sputtered. After everything he's been through, what exactly has he been through? I asked. Being told he's perfect his entire life, having every failure excused and every mediocre achievement celebrated. That's not hardship, Pernt, that's privilege. I stood up, suddenly aware I was shaking. I am contesting the will. Edgar told me she was leaving the cabin to both of us, not just Ryan. I have the emails to prove it. The aftermath was nuclear. My parents didn't speak to me for 6 weeks. Ryan launched a social media campaign painting me as a bitter, jealous sister trying to sabotage his dreams. Extended family members I hadn't heard from in years suddenly had opinions about my cruelty. But something unexpected happened too. My cousin Jessica called to thank me for finally saying what everyone else in the family had been thinking for years. My uncle admitted he'd stopped lending Ryan money after the third sure thing business failed. Even my mother, after the initial shock wore off, confessed that she'd been enabling behavior she knew wasn't healthy. A cabin remains unsold while the will is being settled. Ryan is actually working a steady job for the first time in years, partly because no one is rushing to fund his latest scheme. My relationship with my parents is different now, more honest if sometimes uncomfortable. Last week, my father asked me to help him review their retirement accounts, something he'd always discussed exclusively with Ryan despite my financial background. We should have asked you years ago, he said quietly. I don't know if our family will ever fully recover from the moment I stopped pretending, but I do know that real love isn't about maintaining comfortable fictions, it's about caring enough to speak difficult truths. The golden pedestal Ryan stood on for so long wasn't just harming me, it was harming him too.